Tip top, hello hip hop. This your man Raynard, dude. You tuning in to DIRadioCast.com. Believe that, shouty? Say word.
Why you keep giving your music away for free? How you supposed to get money?
We are everything that we doing right now. No trend sets us or locks us down. Unstoppable sound. Palms bloody and open for you to see God's breath quailing. Do you believe?
So Reality, years ago you were involved in a project with a young man named Debo.
Right.
He had a lot of potential. Tell me, what do you think if that were to happen now? Do you think he would have a better shot? Do you think it was better back then? What do you think about that?
You know, the funny thing is, you know, I once heard LL Cool J say, you know, it's easier now to get a record deal or become a rap star now, you know, than it was back in the day because people didn't believe in it. The funny thing about it is, it's like what it is now is that so many people trying to do it, it now becomes more difficult, you know. You can't really be outstanding when so many people trying to do it. With Debo's situation, Debo, basically, we made all the right moves with Debo, and I gotta shout out Papa Tones and the whole Clubboard crew. We made all the right moves with Debo, and like any other clique, you know, we had our little internal problems. At the end of the day, the artists, they have to want to do it themselves, and I think that might have been our biggest. I think Debo held himself back, basically, you know, because we was at a point where we had a partnership deal with Slip and Slide, and you know, a lot of things were happening. Debo had the mixtape with who was it? Envy. Envy was hosting the mixtape. He was on the soundtrack for Into the Blue. You know, Africa's People, Big Aunts, and all of them. They had him in XXL and the Source magazine and all this stuff like that. So you know, stuff was happening. But you know, the artists have to make stuff happen as well. You know, Debo was over there. He had access to Slip and Slide Studios and you know, studio, and he could do songs with Trainer and this one and that one. And I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if he just got frustrated or, you know, he was just getting too close. And I don't know, sometimes, you know, artists get a little scared and start to fold up when they get too close and realize this actually could happen. You know, I don't know what the situation was, but, you know, he just came back home and he was a bit discouraged, and he wanted to take other avenues and do other stuff. And, you know, he was like back and forth, you know, 1 minute, you know, you want to rap, 1 minute you want to chat, 1 minute you want to stop rapping. And it was just real confusing for the whole crew. And when you dumping money into a situation, you know, you can't be supportive of that. You know what I mean? So it basically discouraged, you know, Tony, who was in charge of Clubboard Records. I was discouraged. And, you know, we just wasn't clicking as a unit. So we basically decided to say, you know what, let's just cut our losses and go our way. And that's what happened with that situation, you know. But we good with one another, all of us. You know, I always talk to Debo. As a matter of fact, he just hit me up and tell me, boy, he's playing the old school hip hop on the radio. He's like, y'all carrying on bad tonight, wop, wop, wop. You know, but we good. I think, you know, the situation was new to all of us, you know, even like the producers, Charlie Brown and Z and all them, the situation was new to all of us because, you know, we was treading on grounds that nobody over here had, you know, we was basically blazing our own trail. So, you know, we had our little issues and stuff like that, and I think we should have thug it out a little bit more, you know, and make it happen. But given that situation was to happen today, it would be the same thing, you know. We still running into our little trials and tribulations, but it was up to us, you know. We got to learn to say, listen, we want this or not. Let's go out there and get this, regardless of, you know, this little dispute or, you know, we ain't feel like doing it today or we ain't 100% today. You know, at the end of the day, it's up to you, you know. So, you know, you can't be quitters. You know, we didn't want it bad enough as far as I'm concerned. As a clique, I could say that. We didn't want it bad enough because I think we could make it happen. Debo was good enough to make it happen, and we was headed in the right direction. You know, we was basically right behind Rick Ross. You know, Rick Ross had his deal with Slip and Slide, and basically that's the same time when they had when they put the big distribution deal and play with Def Jam and all the stuff like that. And you know, Ted Lucas, he ain't gonna do Ted Lucas got artists upon artists sitting up on the shelf, but he ain't gonna do nothing with them, you know. And it was the same way with Pitbull and all the other artists, Rick Ross. They had to make the shit happen for themselves before Ted Lucas say, well, hey, you got a good little buzz. Let me continue to push you. And that's what happened with us, you know. We had to make our situation work to get that attention from Ted Lucas and him to take us to the next level. We didn't capitalize off of that and say, let's do this. So that's what happened. You know, it just fell apart.
And do you think there's ever going to be a great hope of another Bahamian that can just really...
Yes, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, I think so. You know, because we got the talent over here. You know, as long as cats them determined and they keep pushing and doing it, it can happen. You know, we got the talent over here. I always thought we did.
And what about the team? Like, what is the X factor for the team?
What our unit?
Or for an artist who's got some talent, who does he need on his team to make it happen? Or does he need to just do it himself and thug it out?
No, it ain't no one particular way, you know. It ain't no one particular way, it ain't no one particular determination is a serious thing because, you know, sometimes I get a lot of artists locally, you know, that hit me up and they give me their songs and I'd be like borderline. I'd be like, you know, well, I wonder if I should play this. Maybe I should not. But because they so determined, that's the difference within their stuff getting played and the next man who's so laid back, like, oh, I give him some stuff. You know, that determination. When these cats calling me and texting me and BBMing me and telling, hey, you can play this song. Then I say, okay, let me play the song. You know, so it's that determination. You know, to me, that's our Master P and them got where they are. All right, because trust me, they ain't no lyrical geniuses or nothing like that. But that's how, you know, it's that determination. That's a big factor right there. That's the main factor.
So you sit on Facebook and you hear these Bahamian up-and-coming artists saying that they're being boycotted and they're not being played on the morning shows and people have it in for them. What is it that separates when everybody submits their music and emails it in or however? What separates what gets played and what doesn't when it comes to 100 Jams and the stations?
Honestly, I ain't really qualified to answer that. All right, it's basically the PD, the programming director. He uses discretion and his opinion. At the end of the day, his opinion may be different from mine. You know, so either he gotta like it, he gotta like it to play it. You know, now he may not like what I like and vice versa, but he is the PD, he is the programming director. So you gotta respect him and say, hey, that's your call. You see, but you know, I a lot of stuff I like and I say, hey, I think this should be played. They beg to differ, but he is the PD, you know. 100 Jamz is a successful radio station. Obviously, he know what he doing, so I gotta respect that, you know. So I can't tell artists, you know, just make sure your music up to par. When we say up to par, basically, you know, the clarity gotta be there, the production, you know, and all that type of stuff. But as far as, you know, and the content have to be clean, like radio clean and stuff like that. But as far as, you know, the liking for it, you know, I can't, you know, as programming directors called to do that, you know. Ain't nothing I can do about it, you know. But they can be determined and be on his ass, and, you know, like how they be on my ass, to get it played.
Explain radio clean, because that's, I think that's a concept a lot of artists don't grasp.
Well, basically, you should not be saying the words, the F word, and even words like bitch, words nigger, you know, you can't, you know, they ain't acceptable when it comes to radio over here, all right?
What about the sexual references? People sometimes feel like they're not cursing, but they're using all these graphic explanations. Is that considered radio clean?
Well, it all depends on how creative you could be with it, you know. To this day, KB would not admit to me that he don't be talking about certain things because, you know, he's coming to double meanings and he ain't gonna never admit it. And I know what KB mean. But me and him always having this argument, but he'd be like, no, I mean it like this. You ain't mean it like this. I know what you mean it like. But I mean, as far as the sexual references, you know, you just have to use your discretion, and sometimes you may not be as lucky as the next man. You know, so just, you know, if you into radio or you want to get played on radio, you have to conform and, you know, do it for the radio. You know, take the safe ground. You have to take the safe way, you know.
And a lot of times I find, do you find the same thing that I find where people will submit one song and they swear that's the single and they keep sending you this one song over and over, and they don't take the time to say, okay, here, let me send you a different song. let me get it mixed, let me try to get it mastered, let me try to improve the quality, let me get your feedback. Do people ask your opinion, or they just say, oh yeah, this is my hit?
Tip top, hello hip hop. This your man Reynard, dude. You tuning in to DIRadioCast.com. Believe that, shouty? Say word.
Are you really a baby? Why you keep giving your music away for free? How you supposed to get money?
We are everything that we doing right now. No trend sets us or locks us down. Unstoppable sound. Palms bloody and open for you to see God's breath quailing. Do you believe?